Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Existential Healer podcast. Today we are back with another collective reading, and we will be discussing the Sirius portal. If you're unaware, right now, astrologically, the star Sirius aligns with our sun, and they both kind of amplify each other's energy. And the sun is important because our sun, is the ruler of all planets. And when our sun aligns with our spiritual sun, which is the star of Sirius, it's just that everything sort of aligns, and our mind, body, and soul align. Our plans with the earth align. All of our planets sort of align. So bottom line, it's basically a portal opening up new energy and ability to be conscious in our efforts and connect to our spirit team a little bit easier because of the spiritual sun being so close and aligned with us. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting time. And if you don't know, more people know about Lionsgate portal, which happens in August or in Leo season. The sun, or the star that is Sirius, that's part of the Sirius portal currently right now, will eventually turn into the Lionsgate portal in Leo season. So yeah, with that being said, I already have a card on the table, and I read it before we started because the information book that comes with these cards is very informational, to say the least. But anyways, the card is called Man and Woman card, and it's basically talking about the same thing, how we are able to actualize the reality that we want to live in, and it is even better, even sweeter, when we are able to use our spirituality in our physical life as well. When we're able to enmesh both lives and both halves, have that duality, but have them coercively work together in creating our reality. I don't know if that was the end of that sentence, but anyways, the energy all around is how we are able to sit in our energy, how we're able to use our energy, and how we're able to be more conscious and directive, I guess, with what we're doing with our time and energy, and also how high or low our energy is, how we are able to transmute any negative energy into positive or healing or just constructive energy, okay? Because I've been wanting to talk about the flaws in positivism, but I think that raising our vibrations is not the same as being overly positive. It's just understanding that there are more perspectives to our suffering, and that we don't have to suffer as hard as we necessarily do. So anyways, I'm going to be pulling some cards now to see just past, present, future, where we are with this portal and what we can expect from it. What to expect from the portal. Okay. So we have Six of Cups, Ace of Staves or Ace of Wands, the Moon, and Four of Pentacles. So it's kind of cool actually, because the Woman in the Moon card is making the same physical gesture as the Man and the Woman on the first card that we pulled. Anyways, so the Ace of Wands sort of shows us once again this completion of a cycle and this renewing of the rising sun. Like, there's a full sun on the card. I'm getting like sunrise energy. But also, you know, this came from the completion of a previous cycle. And so you're either in the moon cycle or you're in the sun cycle, and you're about to realize the duality of the both of them and be able to use this energy towards your own manifestations and your own spiritual goals. The Ace of Wands is also telling us to act. Okay, so if there's something that you wish to see in your future, the Ace of Wands is telling you that you must put in that work for your future, because not working for it means that we're allowing whatever comes. And I think the general message right now is that our future is going to be a lot of work, and that's fine. You know, that makes sense because of what previous regimes have left us, or current regimes have left us, in healing the world, but also healing our own worlds, and healing ourselves to where we can have a positive perspective and remember that the point of life is to enjoy life, and then being conscious about sitting down and making sure that you're enjoying your life every day, and you're not working towards something to then enjoy it. It's you're enjoying it today with what we have, being grateful. And that's sort of what the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Cups kind of echo of each other, is that we are overly abundant. Okay, if not physically, then spiritually. We have so many resources within us that allow us to get to that point of peace, at least. I suggest reading Wisdom of Souls, I think is the one that I'm reading, by Dr. Newton. I'll link it down below. But either way, learning more about the soul's journey and understanding why we come here, why we incarnate on this earth that seems to be such a hellscape for a lot of us. Why are we here? Why do we go through the things that we go through? I myself sort of made a realization about my depression the other day, about how there could be a positive reason for me to go through this depression. And in the book I'm reading, there's an interview with someone, and they end up speaking with their spirit guides, and the man who is on earth with depression is training to become a spirit guide himself, and he wanted to experience the depths of depression so that when he becomes a spirit guide, he is able to pull anyone else out of it. He's able to relate to that sort of thing. So I think that when we have that perspective, when we look at loss or heartbreak or fear, abandonment, jealousy, anything that we experience that we don't necessarily enjoy experiencing, depression, anxiety, any sort of mental issue, we might have chosen to experience it, and it doesn't mean that we are supposed to experience it for the rest of our lives. It more so means that we are aware that we chose this, and now we can start working on the ability to transmute, like I said before, transmute that energy into something better, into something that is worthwhile. Because I feel like if I were to get to the end of my life, whether it be 40 years from now or tomorrow, and I just accepted my depression, it just feels like surrendering to the wrong thing. Especially when you think about how depression and fear and anxiety and all of those negative emotions, in my opinion, those negative emotions, they are all sort of symptoms of the ego, and dismantling the ego can help you dismantle those feelings, or at least feel them in new ways, and not in ways that are compulsive and destructive. You can actually feel them in constructive ways. So with my depression, I ended up sitting with it, and I was like, you know what, I'm supposed to be sad right now. Sometimes my depression gets worse when I feel like I can't fix it right away, and so allowing myself to be sad and allowing myself to exist as that person and feel the depth of my depression, and know that I am probably going to be capable of feeling the other side of it, there was just peace in it. It wasn't good or bad, it wasn't positive or negative, it was constructive, and it felt like peace. And that is something that I don't think that I've ever experienced before in the middle of a depressive episode. So I don't know, there might be wisdom in that for you. I also want to talk about the moon. Like I said, the star Sirius is aligned with our sun right now, so the night sky matters, the day sky matters, the sky matters, okay? Astrology and planets matter, so maybe learning more about your birth chart, your big three, or your houses. There might be something in your birth chart that can clue you in as well to what you might be going through. You might be going through some returns. I usually get my information from like Astrology Cafe or astrology.com. So if you're interested, you just type in your birthday and what time you were born and where you were born, and then a lot of information regarding your personality and the challenges you might face come up. So it's worth researching yourself, because once again, the more information you have, when certain things come up, it feels like less of a direct challenge and more of an opportunity to be constructive and conscious in the building of yourself. Because ultimately, again, most cases we incarnate on this earth from spirit in order to learn something. Sometimes we just get a little, confused on what it is we might be learning. So yeah, continuing on with the portal energy though, we're gonna see if what energy is currently surrounding us and what energy to lean on when, if we choose to work with this portal. Okay, so we have secret spring, success, standing stones, passage, and unicorn, purity. And then the numbers 34, 40, and 45. So, once again, so for me, I'm going to talk about the unicorn first, because it's always kind of reveled as like the imaginary thing or the unreal experience, and I feel like you're going to be engaging with the unicorn energy in a way that whatever's going to be happening to and for you is going to be like, holy shit, like this feels like the same energy as if I were to see a unicorn. Like, it's unbelievable, but it's there. And that paired with success under the secret spring is just kind of like you changing your reality and changing your perspective is going to be so beneficial for you, because not only it's gonna feel like isolation at first because the spring is secret, okay, and but you're gonna find a lot of benefits out of sort of like unplugging from the social world or from anything that just doesn't serve you, anything that makes you anything that is in your life that makes you question your faith, that makes you question your perspective, your abilities, your value, your purity. It's not really worth engaging with. And I know that, again, like, we feel the need now to be so in touch and in tune with what's going on around the world. And it's one thing to be informed, but it's another thing to be obsessed or over-informed. And at least for me, social media got to a point where it was sort of taking up time that I felt like I should be using towards other, again, positive and transmutative things that I can do that are conscious in my life. Like, there's a lot of triggering things on social media, in the news, in a lot of areas of life that would distract me for hours, if not days, out of fear. And while it was valid fear, it just wasn't productive fear. It wasn't constructive fear. I was gaining nothing from it. I was actually just diminishing my ability to connect and feel joy in this life. And so I had to unplug. I had to sort of retreat away from that, and I had to allow my world to just be what exists in my world. And our phones kind of allow us to plug into the world and everyone else's world, and again, for a point of connection, sure, it can be great, but if that's not what you're getting out of it and you're just getting like overload of information about things you can't fix anyways, it can just be too much, and it can weigh a lot on the soul. So I encourage you to at least look at your relationship with the rest of the world and see if it is serving you or if it is taking from you. And if you are even missing the opportunities to see the unicorns in your life, because if we're always looking down, you know, we're not going to see those insane opportunities to see the unicorn. I'm going to read Standing Stones out of the book just because I feel like it. Number 40, it says, many believe that standing stones are a place that allows one to embark on spiritual journeys from one realm to another. They can also mark the transition from one stage of life to another. Remember that although life changes, you are eternal. Celebrate all the transitions in life and you'll experience profound harmony. Okay, this is really exciting because once again, we're talking about using that portal, that Sirius portal right now, and that energy will last throughout the week. So understanding what you can gain from developing more in your spiritual life, okay, trusting more that whatever feels like a unicorn in your spiritual life, it is real, it is there, it is of another world, but it is true for you, and that alone deserves to be honored. Validating your own experiences and thoughts and perspectives will bring harmony into your life. So, a voyage of the heart and soul is ahead. This journey may be spiritual or physical in nature. In either case, it is a kind of spiritual pilgrimage. Have courage. A great ship can stay safe in the harbor, but that is not what great ships are made for. Be willing to unfurl your sails and set forth on the open seas. The seas might be rough and the wind is strong, but you are safe and protected. The circle of stones takes you exactly where you need to go. It says, since the earliest days of humanity, standing stones have been created as places of ceremonies and as ways to honor the divine. Archaeologists have found some that date back to 4000 BCE. Neolithic people didn't have written language yet. Their art and stone circles, sometimes oval or horseshoe shaped, suggests that they had held religious rituals at these ceremonial meeting places. The spirit of the standing stone says, a sacred journey is ahead. Deeper meaning is waiting to be discovered. You are safe. That's important. You are safe. I also feel much safer after unplugging and coming back to my secret spring, my sacred area, and protecting that and honoring the joy that I feel when I am able to trust my surroundings and build up a physical fortitude, but also a spiritual one where I'm connected enough to where I feel like I'm always being guided in ways that also doubles as protection. So yeah, it's really exciting because humanity has now been mentioned twice because of that first card that I had pulled off camera, but it's sort of like just a changing of times, and like the energy on Earth itself is raising because you are engaging in a reading like this, in anything like this. It's not even just this reading, it's the energy that is currently surrounding us with this portal energy. Engaging with it, and again, you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to know exactly what to do, but acknowledging it and opening your mind to new experiences and to enjoying your life just for the experience and not trying to check off enough boxes and then allowing joy to come. It's like The cool thing about changing your own life is that no matter what, you'll send a ripple out. And no matter, even if you don't change your life, every day you send a ripple out. And so you kind of want your ripple to be a constructive ripple so that when it hits others, they are also catching on to this sort of, oh, I have a choice in the matter. I have I have the ability to change my reality. And it's not so much as standing with a wand. Maybe for some people it's standing with a wand and doing magic, but it's not so 1 + 1 = 2 sometimes. It's literally 1 is starting to look like 2 to me. Okay, it's building that perspective and that understanding and just living that way and not waiting for anyone to tell you how to do it, not waiting for the permission to do it. I think that that's a big thing for us as well, is waiting for permission or waiting for that strong guidebook to come out. No, it's just going with the gut and remembering that you're here to experience life, okay? And you can gain joy and understanding just from recognizing that you are an alive person right now today. That alone is worth honoring and worth celebrating. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep going because the star of Sirius is related to Isis, or Aset, the goddess, the Egyptian goddess. I'm going to pull a few cards from her oracle deck just to see if there's any messages for the collective. Okay. We've got 3. Hold on, I dropped 1 too. Yeah, we'll take it. Okay, so we've got 4. I knew it was going to be a few. So past life, present power. As the soul grows in service to the great feminine and her intention that all beings are healed and free, it gathers internal resources to assist on the path. These resources include power and gifts from other lifetimes. You are currently integrating past life abilities. Be open to what is taking place as your soul awakens ancient power and abilities in you. Okay, so that's super cool because, like I was saying before, is that we are constantly surrounded by resources, whether it's internal or external. It's worth discovering what your resources are. So I would encourage a past life regression. There's meditations on YouTube, there's therapists, or even just regression people who are willing to help you with that. I am signed up for one in a few months. I'm very excited because yeah, I think that there's a lot that we can learn from allowing ourselves to be open to the idea that we have past lives and they influence us in ways that sometimes is hard to understand when we're focused on this like singular lifetime. Sometimes we don't realize that the issues or the suffering that we're engaging with comes from previous lifetimes, or comes from just being in our soul, in our spirit selves, and choosing specific obstacles to get past for the furthering of our soul. Sorry. So the next one is Temple of Carnelian. It is time to trust in your own boldness and courage, taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. Okay, and this is once again just telling us to be open to what our soul tells us. Okay, your intuition, your gut instincts, whatever messages you get, whatever thoughts you get, they are meant to be addressed and meant to be heard. Don't discount your experience just because it's unorthodox. There's a lot that you can learn from yourself just by listening, just by giving it the chance to exist. And even if you don't agree, you can put it away after, but you still listened. That's what matters. The next one is Mother of Life. When life seems dry, depleted, filled with repetitive tasks, or simply stagnant and stifled, Isis, the Mother of Life, holds the ability to revive even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances in your life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave. Open your arms and receive. So I think that this is mostly telling us that there's a lot of things that are testing our faith right now and testing our ability to truly believe in what we want to believe. And that card alone tells us that you can believe and trust, again, what you're feeling, but at the same time, you should. Like, you deserve to honor what you feel, because I'm just gonna assume here that the energies that are depleting our lives and drying us out, it's because they're following whatever their directives are, and they've just been so good at draining us that we are so tired or afraid to even think about validating our experiences and our beliefs, okay? And that just means that they're winning and they are getting that upper hand on us. And I want everyone to be free of the captor, okay? So letting go of any fear, any judgment, any jealousy, grief, shame, anger, letting go of those things will allow so much room just for peace, just for understanding and compassion. And again, it's not all about love and light. It's about that duality. There's enough negativity in the world for you to just send out the ripple of peace and acceptance in life. You can change so many things about your reality. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep going. And the last one is Lady of the Stars. Sirius is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom at an extremely high vibration. She brings deep soul awakenings, spiritual gifts, and high capacity for divine service. She asks you to pay attention now because something significant is taking place at a spiritual level for you at this time. And I'll tell you what it is. It's the portal being open. This is literally the star portal calling out to you. What did I say? Sirius is a celestial goddess, okay? She is here. She is opening up to our world right now, literally at this time. It happens every year, but right now, you're currently engaging with the energy of Sirius, and it's just encouraging you to boss up, to go to the next level, to let go of any limiting beliefs, anything that you've held that allows you to stay in fear of anything. Man, that is, I mean, if anything, you guys are super connected. These guides are here for you. If you've been called to listen to this message today, you are a very spiritual person, a very powerful person, and I hope that I get to witness what you end up accomplishing with this portal energy, and in the future with future portals and future just engaging in your own reality, because we can do so much with our ability to just be aware and be awake to the high vibrational energy that wants to influence our lives. Because again, the low vibrational energy that wants to influence our lives, they're already here. The low vibrations, they're already here. They are literally written into our systems, into our governments. And so it's up for us to start exiting, that sort of realm of existence and just raising our vibration. We don't have to be, I don't want to scare anyone into feeling like they have to be destructive or they have to completely abandon their life as it is. It's not about that. It's about adding on to the experience that you already hold and understanding what spiritual qualities will add on to your life and increase your ability to connect, increase your ability to experience and learn on this life, or in this life. Because once again, I feel like I just want to keep bringing up the idea that we're here to experience specific things. So if you are in that depressive episode, that stuck place, that is also happening for a reason. And giving up or giving into low vibrational energies won't ever help you. I understand the feeling and being in that place. But I encourage you just to see if you can see it from a constructive perspective, okay? Not from a love and light perspective, but from a perspective of learning and understanding and growth and expansion. Yeah, I think that I'm going to stop there today just because we got a literal message from Sirius herself. So like I said, I'm very excited for the collective right now. If you're listening to this, you are a very in tune and talented person. Connect with that. Do what makes you feel empowered. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. My website will be listed in the description below, along with other resources, so check it out. Enjoy your day, and blessings be with you.